Hey everyone, Sherry Marie here. So tonight I want to talk to you about APR. Like, what is it and how can doing this really start changing your entire life? So APR is absolute personal responsibility. APR. So this is literally like when you learn to take absolute personal responsibility in every single aspect of your life. Your life, seriously, it can't help but get better when you start to implement APR into every aspect of your life. So what does it look like to start using APR in your life? So it means that, you can make good, healthy food choices. It's on a daily basis. It's making sure you're moving your body on a daily basis. Eat more, eat less, move more. Making better food choices, something I totally started working on. That's like in your life. It can be in your business. So if you're in, say, network marketing like me or direct sales, it means doing these things that you need to be doing on a daily basis that are income producing activities. That's so super important. That's going to move your business forward and move your life forward at the same time. Maybe it's in relationships or friendships. Like, how can you add absolute personal responsibility to all different aspects of your life? It's going to make a huge, huge difference. And I talk to people, thanks, Mike. Hi. So I talk to people all the time about being the victor versus being the victim. Because so many times when things happen, it's easy to be like, oh, poor me, and play the victim act instead of finding the positives and coming out the victor in it and making it into a positive. So when you're the victim, which is so easy for us to do, you're not really taking that absolute personal responsibility for your situation, no matter what it is. But if you can implement that into it, you can make it into something positive. And so having that absolute personal responsibility in everything that you're doing, whether it's health, finances, emotionally, spiritually, physically, kind of get the gist of what I'm saying, but in all aspects of your life, when you can learn to 100% own that absolute personal responsibility, your entire life starts to completely change. So when you're being that victim, and so many people play the victim card, I've done it myself, and you're just constantly being like, oh, poor me, nothing changes, and nothing changes for the better. And so it's like people are always blaming like, oh, the economy is so bad, and oh, I don't like the president. Okay, well, does any of that pay your bills? Does that affect your everyday life? Probably not. So you can't justify your actions based upon what's happening around you. It does not work that way. So when you're using that mindset, those are like solid signs that you're not using that absolute personal responsibility that you really need to be using. So how many of you have ever played victim before? I think everyone, if they're being truly honest with themselves, can say, hi, Mike. I like the little penguin. That's cute. I think I'm still defrosting even though it was warm. So when you're playing the victim, and we've all played the victim card before, when you kind of like toss that victim card away and you start making it into like part of your story and owning it and making it into a positive, stop complaining, stop being like, oh, poor me. That's when things are going to start to change for you. And so I challenge all of you, this is how I started when I was playing that victim role. I started out in small steps. Take, say, for the next 7 days and be like, I am not going to complain at all for the next 7 days. And see what that does for your life. Like literally, if you stop complaining for 7 days, you're going to start noticing amazing things start to happen. And it becomes this like trickling effect, and just better and better comes from that. So your life literally starts to get better. Trust me. So that's how you start getting successful in every aspect of your life. And one thing that I've been taught is success like really reveals like your personal standards that you're setting for your life. So if you want to be more successful in life, you have to raise your standards. Like, it's that simple. And the thing is, like, the level of standard that you set in your life, that is a direct correlation to the amount of income that you're going to bring into your life. So, hey Anthony, how happy Wednesday. So think about this, like, if you're in, say, like, any sort of, like, network marketing company, like, are you adding value to your community? Like, what kind of value are you bringing? Because value, hi, Carissa, most love for you. So if you're adding value, that's going to be a direct correlation to your paycheck. So the more value you bring, the more money you're going to make. It's, like, seriously that simple. Because your income, it reflects what you're bringing to the table, especially if you're in any sort of network marketing, social retail, any of those things. Bring more value, your income goes up. Yes, Seth is so right. Stop trying to get things and just think of it as always giving. And when you give, you'll receive. It's kind of an amazing thing that happens. So another thing that you have to really be cautious of is who you're surrounding yourself with, because the people that you surround yourself with, you're a product of your environment, 100%. And when you're surrounding yourself around, like, positive people, you become positive. And when you're kind of, like, around those Debbie Downers, guess what happens? You become a Debbie Downer yourself, 100%. Like, Miss Positive herself went through a phase where I was Miss Debbie Downer, and it was not fun. So a few weeks ago, I spent 4 days with, like, the most incredible, amazing, phenomenal people, and it did something to me, like, 100%. It did something to me because, like, their positivity and their energy, like, rubbed off on me, and it, like, fired me up. So it's so important that you're cautious of who you're spending time with. And every time I'm around these humans, I come home like, so excited. Yes, Seth gets it. And you're one of my little special humans. So you have to be really conscious of who are you spending your time with. Like, I used to just, I'll spend time with anyone. And, like, now I'm very cautious of who I give my time to, because I know that the people I surround myself with, it's going to reflect how I act, what I'm like. So you are a product of who you're spending your time with, so much so. And like they always say, you're the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. So be really careful of who those people are. And when you start to raise your standards of life, don't lower your standards for those other people who might have lower standards than you. No, like, let them rise to your new standards if they want to be in your life. Because seriously, like, something amazing happens when you start to raise your standards in life. It's crazy. And it's really all about getting out of your comfort zone and hanging out with people who are growing. It's looking at those successful people in your life and surrounding yourself with them. If you truly want what they have, like, find those people that you want to be like and spend time with them. Look at what they're doing, how they act, what they do with their time, and stop mimicking that, because obviously what they're doing is working. It kind of sounds simple, but it's so true. And does it take time? 100%. You have to put in the time to get the results, and it's consistency over time to really get those results. But when I started surrounding myself with amazing people, every aspect of my life started to change. Like, I started spending time with people who already lived the lifestyle that I wanted to live. And slowly but surely, that lifestyle started trickling down to myself by just spending time with them. And a really wise person said this to me, and it's something that I haven't forgotten. Like, a network marketing company is literally like your own personal growth company with an attached paycheck. Like, that's literally what it is. Because a lot of successful people in the industry will tell you, like, the personal growth that they went through was amazing. And I used to kind of, like, roll my eyes and be like, no, until I started living it myself. So it's literally like your own personal growth company with your own little attached pay plan. It's kind of a sweet little gig. So that's so super, super important to really make sure you're surrounding yourself. Seth agrees, he's living proof too, with people who you want to be like. Think about successful people around you. Like, what self-development books are they reading? Start reading those books too. What is their everyday activity like? Start mimicking it. There's a reason why they're successful, and if you start following in their paths, you will also find that same success. So surround yourself with people that you strive to be like. What events are people attending? Start attending those events too. There's something really big about attending live events. Get yourself to those events no matter what it takes. If you just start doing what other successful people are doing, you're going to get that same success every single time. So it's literally keep up the networking. Thanks, Anthony. That is such a good concept. Like, you want to just keep networking and just showing people what you can give and what they want to see, and it becomes a domino effect. Like, it's so awesome how it all happens. But literally just being part of a personal growth company is amazing, and the little attached paycheck is kind of cool too. But the more you grow, the more money you make. Seriously, the more you grow as a person, the more money you're going to make, which is why that personal growth is such an important part of the puzzle of success. But you have to take that absolute personal responsibility if you want to get that. So like APR, if you're just tuning into this, is absolute personal responsibility. Like taking 100% responsibility for every aspect of your life and your actions, where you are in life, what you're doing in life, like owning it all, good or bad. Here's the other thing, guys, like what's your energy like? Because energy is like so important. Your energy level like needs to be good because you give off vibes. We all give off vibes. And if we're like happy, that's a vibe that you're going to give off to people. But if you're like, a little Miss Debbie Downer, you're kind of like an energy sucker and nobody's going to want to be around you because literally, like, I think we can all think of people that like, they literally just suck the energy out of us because they're so negative. You know, like your phone rings and you're like, oh, really? Like, this person, I don't want to answer because I'm going to get off that phone and I'm going to be like in such a different mindset. Those are energy suckers, not the people we want to be like. So you don't want to be those people. You want to be the energy giver, not the energy sucker. That's why it's so important to 100% own your absolute personal responsibility for all of your actions. And like really just showing up on life always ready to like in it to win it sort of thing. Think about like what are you bringing to the table in your life? Like what are you bringing to your friendships, to relationships? If you're a parent, like what are you bringing to the table for your kids? Like how are you showing up in your business every single day? If you're an entrepreneur, like how are you running your everyday business structure? How do you show up every day? Like, these are all huge things that are so simple but important. And what is your emotional energy? Because your thoughts are what leads to your feelings, and your feelings are what leads to your actions, which lead to your results. So if you're putting a lot of positivity out there, plain and simple, you're going to start getting a lot of positive results. But if you're bringing a lot of negativity to the table, you're going to start getting a lot of negative, crummy results. And what you're feeling is what you're going to attract. So if you're like, mopey dopey, you don't attract mopey dopey people. But if you're like happy and positive, those are the people that you're going to attract, because positivity leads to positivity, negativity leads to negativity. It's really that simple. So start thinking positive thoughts and taking actions, and those actions and positive thoughts are kind of be a bridge that are going to take like your thoughts and your feelings and bring you results. It's that simple. And think about like what type of results do you want? It's the inner thoughts that we have inside of our head that actually create like our outer successes or failures, but take your pick. But it all starts within ourselves. It really, truly does. And having that 100% absolute personal responsibility. Everything we do comes down to our own APR. So you want to stop thinking negative thoughts if you're having them, and try to really stop having negative feelings and work more on like positivity. So like create a situation in your life where you're putting a lot more positive out there, and you're going to start getting more positive things. That simple. If you're putting crap out there, guess what? You're gonna get crap back. Plain and simple. So if you don't like what you're bringing, change it up. If you're putting crap into the market, you're gonna get crap back. And you don't wanna be like a crap magnet, because seriously, who really likes crap anyways? So, and if you're crappy, you're gonna just, oh, everything's bad and negative. No, you don't wanna be that person who people are like, oh, here comes Mr. Negative or Mrs. Negative. No, don't be that person, because nobody really wants to be around those type of people. You're the type of people, if you're negative, that people wanna go, reject, and sending you to voicemail. Because you just suck the energy right out of people. Exactly, the shitty people. So that's got it on point. So don't be that person. Take absolute personal responsibility and choose to be that energy giver, not the energy sucker. And the last thing I want to talk to you about tonight is our health and mindset, because mindset is like the heart and the soul of everything we do. You have to feed your soul like good things every day. I know it sounds corny, but it works. It really does. So if you want to be like happy and productive, start thinking happy and productive thoughts, and just get moving with all of that stuff. It's that simple. And it all comes down to choices, and you have to kind of choose, do you want to go the negative route or the positive route? But you got to own it no matter what. No matter what avenue you take, you have to have 100% absolute personal responsibility. So I hope everyone got a little bit of value out of this tonight. And let's all start spreading way more love in the world and positivity, and really start focusing on that 100% absolute personal responsibility. Have a great night.